And in the last 5 years, we have been working on this. And at my first encounter with 𝗪𝗛𝗛𝗧, we had the wish to take up this working attitude that he has, or the procedures that he uses. He has around 18 therapists in his practice. I've seen it, and we would wanted to develop a device that makes it possible to work like 𝗪𝗛𝗛𝗧. The time wave frequency was developed out of that. So 𝗪𝗛𝗛𝗧, it's not only him who can do that. Every therapist can work on this platform, and via the information field, the right frequencies can be found automatically. That is the secret behind the time wave of frequency. There are around 1,000 therapists who work with the time wave of frequency around the world and who are very successful doing that. And so the time wave of home was developed in order for patients to take this home. But originally, when we were thinking about creating a system that enables people at home to use the frequencies that are needed, we had the idea to put some little radio-controlled module so that he can get the device of his therapist or get a connection to that device of the therapist, and so that these programs can be updated. And I made a study with our engineers, and their seats are still not occupied. Mr. 𝗪𝗛𝗪 and his wife will be here. He's leading our engineering team for many years now. And back then he was studying, and it is from a technological point of view, it's too difficult to do this. So we have the time wave home, which is used by thousands of people who can use the frequencies every day, who can connect to the information field. And I think it's a great success story, the time wave home. The potential has not been used yet completely. So when I need new frequencies, new therapy programs with the time wave home, I have to go to the therapist again. And that is, actually we had the idea to come up with a more elegant approach. And nowadays, we are so spoiled by our smartphones. We have this comfort in communication when you can communicate on 7 channels: Skype, WhatsApp, emails, SMS. I have probably forgotten some of the modern ones. My children know this better than I. There is a kind of communication that is very comfortable. So it was a great desire of us to use this great network, the wide network with computers that has the complexity of a human brain and the technological consciousness of the human consciousness. That is an enormous threshold that we are standing at. And this is happening in a very rapid development. So in the last 5 years, we have made this effort to miniaturize this technology and to make it in such a way that the smartphone, with all the technological capabilities, can be used, so that we don't have to develop new devices. The smartphone, everyone has a new device every 2 years concerning. So I've seen some that can be opened up, the old-fashioned models. Anyway, we have developed a technology that can use the smartphone, that there is a time wave cloud, there are servers, and that will make it much easier for us to work with the bigger devices, but also to connect to our patients and to our clients who are on the road every day who sometimes need very rapid assistance. So out of that came something that was just finished today. We have a good old traditional company in the eastern part of the Harz region in Germany, and they are doing the time waiver devices. And yesterday, I think, or today, the devices arrived, so that it's possible to show this today. Michael and Wolfgang will bring this up to the stage. Our action team, so to say. Wonderful. Actually, I wanted to open it. So in this small box, you would expect an iPhone. It's nice and stylish, but it's not an iPhone. I'm showing this. I'm opening it. Wonderful. This is very stylish. You are capturing this with your camera. It should be visible from here up here, but he's doing it. It's not technological perfection today. It's not our aim. That's spontaneity. And does it work? So technology is if it works nevertheless, isn't it? So I think it looks nice. I'm giving you this part of the box, and the Healy. Is that not a nice name? Such a personal name, such a little companion that you have with you, that you can keep close to you. I like to wear this at a little clip. I like to wear it here at the collar. It also looks stylish. It's fashionable, fashionable colors. I had just removed the tie. It was the first tie since 15 years that I've been wearing. So that is the Healy. It looks like a small time waiver, and that is the idea. I wanted it to look like that. It is the entire technology of the time waiver and the time waiver frequency bundled on this device with a tiny 𝗪𝗪𝗔𝗬 diode and a tiny 𝗪𝗪𝗔𝗬 mirror at the back side of this outer shell with a microcontroller, and there is low energy Bluetooth technology that will connect your Healy, and that will make it a time waiver MET and time waiver frequency, and a tiny device. It can be controlled via smartphone. Bianca could control it with her smartphone that is directed towards me and is probably filming me. If we pair this, you could control it via a smartphone, and I'm totally enthusiastic about it. So I can have my time waiver with me all the time, and I would like to show you some possibilities that you have that come along with this Healy. So it's powered by time waiver. It is the whole technology of the time waiver inside. So my aim is in 10 years, 100 million people will work with the little Healy, will be connected to the information field. And this will start today. So technologically it has been prepared. I'm so excited to see how it will be working. We will be seeing the smartphone display. There are two apps that can control the Healy. So in the meantime, you'll be looking at me. We have developed two apps. There's a time waiver MET and frequency. There are two separate systems in the therapeutical level, because logistical level they are on different places in the practice, but time waiver MET and frequency can be combined. There are two apps for that. One is Healy. We will see this. One is Healy. The other one is Healy Analyze, and the Healy app is the one that will enable the frequency therapy, information field controlled frequency therapy that we know from the time waiver home and time waiver frequency. So have you just started it? Just give me the smartphone. No, you have to come here, so you'll have to do it. I'm just looking at it here. That is the Healy app. No, that's Healy Analyze. Well, can you open the Healy app? That's the Healy Analyze app, with which you can use the time waiver mat features on your time waiver Healy device, and via the smartphone internet connection you can sync with your time waiver at home. So when I make an analysis on the road, when I record an oscillation, I can communicate with my big device when I connect via the internet. So the Healy is the core app, the main app that will enable the frequency and home features on the device. There is a simple menu that has 140 therapy programs. So we have here pain category, sleep, gold cycle by Nuno Nina. Please activate Nuno Nina's gold cycle. So we have the 7 classical programs, pure, care, balance, being. So all those 7 are here. Take the pure, just choose it, select it. As soon as you select it, the app will tell you what to do. And the Wolfgang has already shown what is possible. It is in here in the box. There are the electrodes, and it's probably more fashionable when you wear it below the sleeves. So it's better to see like this. So without compromising your everyday workability, you can do this. It is a little secret that has spread. These frequency programs that are closely connected to the program often have a similarly strong effect when the electrodes are not connected. There is a frequency generator that will create the frequencies, and then they are modulated onto the electrical current and will go through the body via the electrodes. So there are 2 modes of using the frequencies: directly via the frequency generator that is in interaction with the body, the homeopathic doses of the frequencies. Professor Gajayev would say it's via the torsion waves, or in a classical manner via the current that goes through the whole body. So the Healy can be used in these 2 manners. There's a category called the chakras. So here's another category. There's 14. Beauty, we don't need this. We already have that. So meridians, you don't need the beauty cycle, definitely not. So this is one of my favorite ones, the chakras. I can use the Aura app. I can make an analysis and see which chakra needs more support. I like to use the frontal chakra. Please go to frontal chakra. And the frontal chakra can be used via the wrists, but it is so strong within the subtle level that I do not use the electrodes. It's different when you treat pain or when you have physically manifested chronic diseases, when you go into those. So when you go into start, shall we do this? So the program will be transferred to the Healy. That's over 400 program steps with different frequency units, different instructions, Nuno Nina real-time indications. So that is a complex program with 400 steps that is transferred to the Healy via the smartphone, and it will start automatically. It takes some seconds, and then the program starts automatically, and I will be able, via the app, to regulate the frequency so that it's nice, and it started automatically. 666.7 Hertz is the first, the starting frequency, we see this pulsating image. We have a connection. I will rip off the wrist electrodes, and I've done this. And now you see the change. The small black thing has appeared that used to be white. So when it's black, it means it has no connection. So when I connect it, it is white again, so it takes a few moments. It's already white, so I see it immediately whether I have an electrode contact, so you don't have to trust the technology blindly. When there is a current, you can see this here, plus and minus. I can increase the intensity. Can you feel something? So when your finger starts wiggling, you will lower the frequency. It should be slightly above the sensorical level, but below the motoric level. So you all know this from the time of a home and frequency. The small Healy, as small as it is, has the exact same output of tension and electricity and so on. It does not replace the frequency, but is a complementary device. It is on the road with the patient, and those who have a big frequency device are now able to send their frequencies to Wolfgang. So Wolfgang, he does not know that yet, in the next 6 weeks will be connected, and you can connect with him and send him the frequencies that you think he needs. That will not work, of course, only with Wolfgang's agreement, and there is a pin and tan procedure. I will not go into the details with that. Martin, for example, who's working on the time wave frequency and the computer, could send a new treatment program to Wolfgang that he's just composed. He could just give it to him in real time. So time wave home does not need to be connected to transfer a therapy program, but the therapist can communicate with your patient, your client, in real time via therapy programs that are possible. So within the time wave frequency, there is a new software, probably Programming Healy. I don't know how it's called, the module. Just Healy. And when you have the TAN, Wolfgang's TAN, Wolfgang, via his app, can generate a TAN number and can transfer that via the, WhatsApp or something like that, and gives it to his therapist. And then he can offer him many different programs Wolfgang has to choose, and then via the distance or over the distance you can give your patients a new program. When you say, I need support, I need assistance, stress, physical, mental stress, your therapist can do something for you immediately, not only on the information field that we can do anyway with the time wave med, but an individual program that was custom fit for you. So here we see, so you see the therapist's TAN. So I can send this key to my therapist to grant him access. We have tested it. It is wonderful. You just need to get used to this possibility. In total, there are 14 pages or 16 pages, 16 pages of therapy programs in the Healy, and you're now doing it. So we are taking an automation called Energy and are transferring that to Wolfgang's smartphone. It is, was transmitted successfully. So when we show the screen, how long will it take until it's transferred? It's immediately there. We are opening the Healy app on the smartphone. It's connected immediately with the Healy device. Of course, that needs to be found, and here it is again. or not? Is it still open in the background? So the symbol is showing that it's connecting to the device. And there again we have the chakra page. You can swipe it away. Wait, here is an update. So the update means someone has done something nice for us. So it is being loaded, and therapist programs, there are 4 pages, and there is the energy program where it has popped up, and you have 4 pages, and every program has 12 fields, so you have 48 individual programs that you can get from your therapist at any time, or just exchange. So among yourselves you can exchange your therapist programs if you want to do something nice for each other. So in the background we have been working on that. So why have they worked on this for 5 years, you might ask? That is the smallest of all, that there is a medical cloud in the background is already a very difficult thing to get a permission for. So it is hardly any company that has that. So there is diagnosing passive programs that work via cloud, but this whole line, Wolfgang to Michael to the smartphone. So Michael will transfer it from the smartphone to the cloud, which is something that you would have to imagine as floating inside the room here. And from there, going to Martin to the computer, and from that to the time waiver frequency. And that is a total of 6 connections that are certified as one big medicinal product. That is a very good thing. That is Mr. Werner. Werner, can you get up? I cannot see you. In the very back, in the corner. Werner and his team, for 6 years they've been steering us around the cliffs of medicinal certification or medical device certification. And I can see it from the side. It is a great achievement that you've done. And that is how the Healy can enable you to bring your frequencies with you. And that is great for your patients and clients. And then the second possibility that you have with the Healy, Martin is clarifying something. So the second app that we can activate, Healy Analyze, is an app that will be enabling you to analyze directly within the information field. So a small time waiver med that can be used on your smartphone very comfortably. And the whole transmission technology onto the screen here needs to be clarified. We have opened the app, and the disclaimer that we know already. A similar structure as with the time waiver. Please go back, clients, databases, and lists, and it is there will be sets and so on that will be expanded. The beloved structure that we know from the time waiver with a very simple mode of use, so that even Steve Jobs would have liked. That is my aim. So you don't need more than that to surf in the information field. And here on the left you have the selection of categories. Now click on this middle symbol, and there are 2 modules, Healy Analyze and Aura Photography Analysis. So what could be more obvious than doing aura photographies on your smartphone. So that is a visualization of oscillation qualities within the information field, actually, but we do not need video, but also audio. No, vice versa. We need both things and need to connect them. So Wolfgang is already here as a client, and we need a picture. And a picture is also in here. So with the smartphone, you already have a picture. And now you can do a current aura recording. You can see the original oscillation. And as always, Wolfgang has a wonderfully balanced aura, gleaming aura. So Wolfgang is not a good example. So you can go into the details, you can see the display here and this balancing. You can see that the grounding, the lower sacral chakra, the root chakra, they have less energy. And via interpretation, you can get a detailed explanatory text. You can also share it on Facebook. Look at my root chakra. That is a subtle exhibitionism. If you like to do that, why not? Just share your aura photography. Can you send it via Twitter, actually? It is possible. So we want to know how we can help Wolfgang how to get a better grounding. And for that, you make an analysis. And Michael has clicked on it. And so the analysis has started. We see the progress bar here. And directly taking the information from the Healy, and that is private, put it away. Something with sexuality. That's private matters. That's what you can do for yourself, or you can share it on Facebook. What are you doing? So now it's optimized. We see the oscillation, optimization oscillation. That is the great thing about the Healy. It is already directly attached to the person. The optimization in the information field is not been done on the time waver anonymously, but directly on the body, which is very close to the soul. So for 2.5 minutes, probably, this will be going on, this optimization for the root chakra with these potencies, intensities that are here on the information field. Can you feel something? So this works relatively quickly, and in the next step, I've done this often on my journeys to Taiwan. So this is always very, very well received. You can take an aura picture, autophotography, you can make an analysis, balancing, and then take another picture. And if you have a good result, it's a good effect. You can always, even if not, you can talk about this. We are waiting briefly, so we'll give Wolfgang a short period of time to assimilate this. So in general, I would wait for a bit. We could also go back to the Healy app, close it. Oh, don't you want to do it? It's no problem. There are two apps. One app is extremely sensitive as a medical product because it is transferring frequencies onto the body, because that's why we have separated the apps. And we could also go to chakras, beauty, people always like that. It's not related to Wolfgang. So here we could also go to the root chakra, activate it via therapy, aura analysis, and then via the corresponding chakra program. And then after that, an aura photography. We don't have that much time for that. We could just go over to the balancing, a second aura picture, in order to see how it works. So we're going back to the Healy Analyze app in order to show this. So within the Healy itself, there is a big standard database set, 30 to 40,000 entries that are in the system database of the Healy. They are included the response matrices and the affirmations, essences. I Ching is there. It's a big unity of databases. If you have a time waiver met, then via the synchronization via the internet, you can send databases to the Healy. So whatever you want to have on the road, you can use it on the Healy. If you have made analyses, have new clients, need new optimization lists, you can go into the time waiver met and retransfer them. So it is a compatibility, total compatibility between the two devices. You don't need USB wires or need a USB whatever. It is done via satellite or internet. So this whole communication technology that we've talked about, it's now we're going to the aura photography analysis, and we are taking a new recording, if Wolfgang allows us to. Now go to, you can compare this. So we see a similar picture. I see a light increase. Now we go to the comparison. We go to the history. Here's the history, and there you can use these two recordings that are only minutes apart. You can choose this. This is the first one. 2 p.m. 22. This is 2:15. This is the first one, actually. Now look at the diagram, and we can see. So Wolfgang is very stable, cannot be impressed by such a short, just short information field thing, you know. That's I like this about Wolfgang. It is really fun to work with him. He is always balanced and always friendly, as we know him. Martin, can you please show maybe the databases of the Healy, the classic Healy information field analysis? So the clients, the databases, user and system databases. You all know how the time waiver works as an app with a little hardware directly at the body. That is a little thing, a small step for a man. Someone said that a small step for man and a big step for humanity. And I think here we can really get a little information field revolution in the health system. So I'm convinced by this. It is something great happening. Thank you. So on a practical level, So we have 1,000 pieces of this. So we've manufactured 1,000 pieces, and this year we will have 1,000. So before we go to the big publicity, we will give it to our users, their patients, their colleagues. So there are two possibilities. You can use the Healy as a pure frequency therapy device, or Healy Analyze and Healy app. These two, we want to give frequency therapy to people in a very cost-efficient way, and I will think about how much of the information field level we can be propagating among the general populace. So this is something that needs a lot of education and training. So first of all, these 1,000 pieces, that is the initial batch that we will have this year, and next year we are planning to have a bigger batch and bring it to a wider distribution. Starting from today, you can take home your Healy. We have 200, 300 here directly from our manufacturer. And further details I don't know, but you will get them outside at the stall, and where this will be presented to you in detail. That is the first thing. Michael and Wolfgang, Martin, and the whole team, thank you very much. Also Mario. Mario, who has programmed the connection to the time-waver frequency, and who has programmed the original time-waver and time-waver frequency, who's very loyal to us, and who's very enthusiastic. Another great project that we will be showing will come after the lunch break, and then we will be on stage together. Yes, I wish you great lunch break. Enjoy your meal. See you in this afternoon. Thank you.